hiring is one of the biggest levers that you can pull as a business owner, because ultimately as a busy builder, fixing everything with your two hands, you are going to burn out. And you can't be your best employee every single month in a row. It's just, you can't do it.
We trained an AI to hire better than humans. So this is going to be the first release of this AI tool.
If you want phenomenal people to join the team, you're going to have to put phenomenal inputs in. How many conversations are you having with people that are looking for jobs? Are you marketing your business for inbound inquiry of people looking for a job, just like you'd market your business for inbound inquiry of people looking for a builder? So you must always be marketing for people, not just projects. That's foundation, numero uno piece first. The second one is... And we're live. What is up? Vincenzo, Vincent, how are you, brother?
Good, mate. How are you?
Well, I'm fantastic. You don't get to come on the pods often, but when you do, it's always a good time. So for new listeners, or for those that need a reminder, who are you, what role have you got, and why are you such a legend?
I'll answer the first two and then I'll leave the rest for interpretation. But I'm Vinnie, head of coaching here at The Professional Builder. Really, my whole role depends on the members' success. So ensuring that our coaching delivery, our coaching team itself, and everything we do to help members is packaged into a thing that delivers a fast result or the best result for as many building company owners as possible. So we really strive to be world-class. We aim to deliver world-class standards and delivery. That's really all I do from my weeks and my months.
Yeah,
back to you.
Amen. So good. And you're damn good at it as well. So our service consists of great coaching. We've got 3 levels of coaches. And how many now?
Our coaching team size all up is 25. We have 12 active coaches, I believe, at this point in time. That mixes between performance coaches, success coaches, and specialty coaches who all have their unique roles in itself that all, as I said before, has the main benefit of helping our members achieve the best and fastest result possible. And not to mention, we have obviously our rockstar team that is the glue that keeps us together while also ensuring our members get the fastest feedback possible too. So yeah, pretty heavy there.
So good. You do a phenomenal job there and training and making sure that we've got some of the best in class in that coaching team. Then we've got our content. So all of the good stuff, all the playbooks, the tools, the templates, the strategies, some of the stuff that we're going to be sharing with you today. And then lastly, we've got our community, and we've got our summit coming up very shortly. And then another one later in the year on the Gold Coast. It's going to be a heck of fun. Would you paint anything around that stuff as well? Would you add anything to that?
Oh, no. In-person events are, without a doubt, the best. It's awesome seeing everyone in person compared to 2D screens. The impact I believe it has on people's, especially builders' results, their reality, and their relationships, so the 3 R's, is massive. And it really just magnifies as soon as we have in-person events, which are really starting to ramp up. So keen for the New Zealand Auckland one that we have in about 4 to 5 weeks' time. It's going to be good. We have lots of amazing guest speakers. We have some experts in the room. The entire TVB coaching team, or I should say the coaching army, at every member's disposal, all for the benefit that we maximize your relationships, your results, and your reality too of what you believe is possible. So it's big stuff ahead for that.
Can't wait, man. Can't wait. Anyway, so today, what's the headline? What are we covering, and who does it apply to?
So very simple. We trained an AI to hire better than humans. That's it. We could probably end the episode right there and just give everyone the stuff, or we can probably go through it. I would recommend option B because it makes more sense to understand how we did this and how building company owners could hire A+ players regularly while also not consuming so much of their time as well. So this is going to be the first release of this AI tool. Will actually be first release at Auckland Summit. And we wanted to give everyone, something that can get a fast result, fast feedback in, again, half the time, or not even half the time, like 85% of the time that you would take to write this yourself. Yep. So let's put it back on that. But I think before we get into the AI tool itself, as I just said, we could just give people this, and some builders might get a result. Some might be like, I don't really know how this works, and I'm just relying on this. We'd rather teach these foundations and these processes around hiring first, so you understand how to use a tool, but you also understand everything that goes into it, so you can either have your own knowledge base around this as well. So Owen, I think it's probably a good segue to go into what are some key hiring foundations that, let's just say the top 3, that every building company should have before they go into their hiring process?
Of course. So hiring is probably one of the biggest levers that you can pull as a business owner, because ultimately, as a busy builder, fixing everything with your two hands, you are going to burn out. You're going to burn the candle at both ends, and you can't be your best employee 24 months every single month in a row. It's just employee of the month again and again. You're going to burn out. You can't do it. So as a business owner, rather than a busy builder, you're going to have to learn how to operate via process and via people, how to install the right processes and encourage the team to run those processes and to have them run the systems that run the business. So this is a couple of core foundations that we're going to unpack now, which is number one, you want to market for people just like you would market for projects. It's not good enough to say, I can't find good guys when your calendar or your inputs don't reflect the outputs that you want. If you want phenomenal people to join the team, you're going to have to put phenomenal inputs in. Like how often are you marketing? How many conversations are you having with people that are looking for jobs? Are you shoulder tapping people? Are you marketing your business for inbound inquiry of people looking for a job, just like you'd market your business for inbound inquiry of people looking for a builder? So you must always be marketing for people, not just projects. That's foundation numero uno piece first. The second one is ABH. Always be hiring, or as Vinny says internally, always be aggressively hiring, because
Gotta add that A.
100%, because you never want to be hamstrung or held ransom with the tail wagging the dog, where your team or the lunatics are running the asylum sort of thing. Like it's a nightmare. If you've got a poor performer, it's insanely difficult mindset wise to remove that performer, not having somebody on the bench that can come in and fill that space. So always hiring. You don't have to pull the trigger on the hire, but you should always be recruiting. You should always be understanding who's in the market, where are people at, who's looking for jobs. And you can have a bench of apprentices, a bench of qualified guys, a bench of project managers, a bench of QSs, so that when push comes to shove, you can make decisions from a position of knowing who's out there, what you can afford, who's looking for stuff, and you can choose the best person for the role and position that you've got. So the second thing that you need to understand as we go through this, after always be marketing for people, is always be hiring. And the third one, as we go through and unpack this hiring process, is you want to isolate the problem. So a lot of people often come to us and they go, just can't find any good guys. And the reality is before we start marketing for people, we want to understand whether we've got a problem around the recruitment, a problem around the interviewing and the hiring, or a problem around the onboarding and setting them up for success. Because often there might be bits of each of these, but one is normally a real an issue for us. Like, I can't find any good guys. Well, it's because you've only interviewed 3 people, in which case we need a better recruitment. We need to understand the offer that you have. Why should somebody want to come and work with you and join your vision? There might be a middle funnel piece, like you just suck at interviewing and at understanding CVs, and you kind of go, oh, yeah, they look all right. When can you start? Or it might be an onboarding thing. You might have had phenomenal people try to join you in the past, but they always misfire. They don't get up to speed. They don't buy into your vision, your values, or your ways of doing stuff. And your onboarding actually sucks. You want to isolate the problem and then use the right tool or system to fix aspects of that problem. And today, what we're going to cover is kind of more so around the front end, around how you attract and recruit some of the best people. And then you actually do that with 7 key questions. So I'll hand it over to you now, Vinny. You can walk us through those 7 key questions that build on these 3 foundational aspects of hiring.
Done deal. It might be easier if I even just share my screen, but before we even get into that, if you just listen to that, I would recommend writing those 3 notes down. Like, they are 3 key mindset shifts that Owen just mentioned that can be summarized in a few words. Market for people, the same you'd market for projects. Always be hiring, or as I like to say, always aggressively be hiring. So you always can have a bench of talent before you need them. Another thing to think about is, let's just say you have, 10 staff on your team, and one books a trip to Europe mid-year, and then another one, calls in sick on 1 week or whatever. You're now down 20% of your team. And for example, if you have a bench of talent before you need them, rather than going through the 6 to 12 to 18 week hiring process to go from job ad launched to hiring, you won't have these issues or problems that may come up as you scale or build. So I think it's a really key lesson, and really, some amazing thoughts there. Let's get in. So really, let's just walk through this tool. If you are listening, then just keep a ear on and know that this will also be on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube right now, happy days, you get to see how this works live in action. So this is simply one way to look at the tool. This is going to build a job ad for you, because we know that writing this stuff might not come natural to a lot of building company owners. And we want to show you the foundations on how easy this is to produce a world-class ad. So what role are you hiring for? Owen, let's just say you and I, we're building company owners and we're about to hire. Who are we going to hire for? What do you reckon? Project manager is the next hire on our list?
Yeah, okay. I actually think we should start with a foreman. The most important position in any building company as you grow and as you scale is the person that is going to be most influential on the day-to-day success of a project. And that usually is the person leading the site day-to-day. Some areas that's called a foreman, a leading hand, a contracts administrator, a project manager, a site manager. Doesn't really matter, but for this purpose of this exercise, let's call them a foreman. This is the person that oversees the project day to day. They're on the site.
Like it. Perfect. Cool. For the sake of this, you will need to write your company name. Let's just go professional construction. Professional builders. That would actually make more sense, wouldn't it? Like our actual company name.
Nice.
Cool. Okay, on to part 3. So as we go through these questions, you can either use this AI tool directly once you have access to it, or you can answer these questions naturally, because it's going to guide the type of role you're hiring for and to really nail down or get specific in that job ad so you can recruit and attract exactly the type of person that you want to attract. That's really the key here. So one lens we can look through things through in regards to who we want to hire is the comprehension, the intensity, the skill, and help me on the last point, Owen, it's just left my brain.
So intensity, curiosity, skill, and comprehension. So the person that comes in, what comprehension do they need to have? Do they need to understand what softwares to use, what sites to run? Are you doing renos, additions, extensions, new builds, architectural stuff? Have they worked with architects previously, with local councils? Do they use an existing pricing or estimating or project management software? What comprehension must they bring and understanding of all of that? Same with intensity, right? If they're going to be dealing with clients, what do they need? If they're going to be dealing with accounts, what do they need? A much higher attention to detail than somebody that might be, over a strategy, or let's say. So what kind of intensity do they need to bring, or bedside manner? What kind of curiosity do they need to have? They probably need to eat, sleep, live, and breathe the position, particularly if they're like a contracts administrator or somebody that might help with selections. They might want to love interior design, or like really like going through tile selections, which I don't know about you, Vinnie, but you couldn't pay me to sort of go through tile selections with more than 2 or 3 projects. So what kind of curiosity do they need to bring? Like, they should be interested in the stuff already and probably do a lot of education outside of their professional 9 to 5 sort of thing. So this is kind of the area where we would answer these questions and we would paint this picture. Are you a business owner running a residential construction company? If so, save the date. On Thursday and Friday, May the 22nd and the 23rd, we're running our Builders Summit at the Park Hyatt in Auckland. It's the biggest business summit for building company owners in the country. Across 11 expert sessions, we'll show you exactly how to either tweak or overhaul and transform your business into a profitable, streamlined building company. You'll get access to breakthrough strategies that have already helped over 3,000 of our residential members grow their businesses. Plus, just by being in the room, you get over $2,500 in extra bonus resources that you can implement into your business. We've got 100 seats. Many of those are reserved for our members, but you might be able to claim one of the few remaining. What you need to do is go to www.builderssummit.co.nz or click the links below and we'll take you directly there.
Nice. Love it. Great description of that. So the next question then, we're going to nail down on the comprehension that this role may need. So for example, an estimator may need an incredibly high comprehension on how to estimate a project. That's like a no-brainer and a given. For the foreman scenario, we can look at this through multiple cases. We can look at this through the scope of the projects, the scope of the team. Do they need knowledge on systems? Do they need knowledge on software? So we can just put a short list of things down, and whatever comes to mind, you want to just think, what comprehension does a potential foreman or whatever role you're hiring for need in order for this person to be successful in that field. So we can even just write this one, like understand architectural builds could be 1. 2 could be, proficient or knowledgeable with project management software. Any others spring to mind, Owen, here on what we can put for a foreman case? The more the better is another thing to think about too.
Yeah, we want to be, the top sort of tasks that they would want to be doing. So, like set, are they going to be responsible for coordinating materials, packing the site down, packing the site up, coordinating subs, making sure that we've lodged and understand what a variation or change order looks like, things like that.
Love it. Let's just stick with that. Go. All right, that's cool. Nice. Next question is, what personality type will fit your team and what level of intensity does this person need for the role? So great question. So personality type, you want to look at, will they be a culture fit really, is the main thing. Will they align with the rest of the team, or will they essentially not vibe, for lack of a better term, with the rest of the team, which could, especially for a foreman, could demotivate the rest, and we don't want that. And what level of intensity do they need? So intensity is, if a problem comes up, for example, will they jump on it immediately and solve it, or do everything in their power to solve it with intensity and pace and urgency? Or will they let it sit, wait, linger, and then obviously things can exacerbate from there. So we can think from this mindset, what personality type would fit and which level of intensity does this person need? So let's just say problem solving mindset is key. So they show problem, solution, recommendation, could be 1. Again, the more we put, the better as we go through this. What personality, from an intensity standpoint, what personality type would fit your team? This role, I don't know, I'm just going to write something in, could be outgoing, could be collaborative, and could be a leader by default. Let's just put that for now. Next question. What primary outcome needs to be achieved for you in order to hire this? So it could be buying back your time or removing you from the sites completely. It could be that they manage the team, so you have less direct reports. Could be that you're looking for someone to own the quality, the client relationships, timelines, etc. Could be all 3 of those. So I might even just add all 3 of those there. That was really good examples. So manage a team to reduce direct reports and ownership of quality, client relationships, and timelines. Perfect. See how these answers are now starting to get you thinking around, wow, this role is actually, this is really what I'm looking for. I'm not just looking for a foreman. I'm looking for someone to own X, to own Y, etc. Okay, question 6. This is a good one. Great framework. It's called the Moscow framework. I'll let Owen speak about this, so it's not just a Vinnie show here. But as you can see on the screen, the Moscow framework. Tell us more about it, Owen.
Yeah, so it's an easy framework to help think about who you, what kind of skills and who you want to add to your team. So it's one answer for what you must have. So what must they bring? Okay, and they must bring prior experience doing this size projects, or they must bring build a trend experience, or they must bring a great bedside manner. It helps you to identify the one thing that you want this person to be really damn good at. Then it's 2 things that they should have. So maybe they should have experience doing that stuff, or maybe they should have experience with that particular software. It's 3 answers for what they could have. Okay, so what could they bring to the table? And then 4 answers around what they won't have. It's non-negotiable, right? We want to identify your red flags or your deal breakers. And this could be a bunch of stuff, because remember, this is somebody that you're going to have to work with every single day, ideally for a long period of time, because they're not going to leave and they're going to be really successful with you. So this could be values-based as well as lifestyle-based, as well as location-based, as well as professional-based. So, we've found that we like to identify people that have done 75 hard and that have a really strong health and fitness aspect to their personal lifestyles that translates over into their professional lifestyles. Because we have a belief that you don't have work problems, you have life problems that you bring across. So we want to be interviewing this person across the spectrum of how they show up home, how they show up in their personal life, as well as how they show up in their professional life. So what are things that you won't have? And maybe it's you won't have somebody that isn't able to bring a really strong bedside manner, or you won't have somebody that isn't able to operate software. I've talked with many members, and they struggle to bring on mature and older school qualified guys because they refuse to use software. And for many people, that becomes a deal breaker. It slows the entire ship down when one person doesn't think that the rules apply to them because they use the excuse of being older or more mature or not needing to be micromanaged. That's not the game we're playing here. We're building a business via process and people, and we need people that are the right fit for the bus that we're on. So we want to identify 4 answers of things that we won't accept.
Nice. Great summary. So I've just put a few things down on that. So basically the question we're trying to answer is, what skills does your team lack and need cover on, and what resilience can you build into the team? And you can answer that through the Moscow framework. 1 must have. So in this example, I just wrote strong attitude to learn and adapt. That is a strong must have that we always look for as well internally at TBB. 2 should have. So experience of 3+ years and worked on renovations previously. 3 could haves, experience in new builds, experience with project management software, and a 3rd one, which we can add in a moment. And then 4 won't have. So maybe it's like someone who doesn't want to work weekends, is not a culture fit, won't get along with the team, and won't listen to instructions. Let's just rock with that. Okay, we've got 2 more questions, I believe, to rock. So next up, we've got, what are the key benefits of the role? So this is the benefits that you can provide as a company. Maybe you provide bonuses. Maybe you provide a van or a work vehicle. Maybe you have a fuel card. Maybe there's career progression. Maybe there's paid birthdays off. This is where you just want to go wild. Put as many different benefits as possible that you can offer as an employer. The more, the better, because that's going to make this way more compelling. Remember, you're marketing for people, not projects. So I could just basically add all the stuff that I just mentioned there. Bonuses, fuel card, career progression, opportunities, and you can even get more specific, like to project manager. Eventually, for example, paid birthday off. Let's just use those examples that's given there. And then lucky last is, what are the day-to-day tasks of this role? So this is more about ironing out what the job description is. Now, this AI tool has every single job description template in the back end of its knowledge. So if you have one yourself, that's cool. But also you could just ask this AI basically just like, yeah, just use the one in your knowledge base. Use the JD for foreman in your knowledge base to produce this. For TVB members, you obviously have access to this tool, and everyone that attends the summit will as well. But this would be a great way just to put the actual job description in, what a day-to-day task looks like. And then lucky last, this is very important. What type of style or tone of voice would you like this job ad written in? So we have 3 different types of styles. There's a professional style, there's a casual style, and then my personal favorite is the high performance / sports team vibe, which is, as this as said here, Marty Amos professional builder style. Because we always say we're a sports team, not a family. Family, you can care personally about someone, but it's hard to challenge them directly. Whereas as a sports team, you can have that perfect mix of radical candor between caring personally about someone and challenging them directly. And what we find, why this matters, this tone of voice, is people from the job ad, when they read it, they can already see who you're like and what you're like. So when people read our job ads, for example, they already understand our flow, that we are professional, but we also really focus on high performance and a sports team vibe. We're a great place to work with. We want to be great employers for all our staff as well. And we showcase that, but we're ruthless with standards at the same time. And then people come onto these interviews and they already expect what's happening, which is really cool. So I'm just going to add that part there. And then
just really quickly on that, it's really important to identify just as much what you don't want and who you want to have this job ad to detract and repel the people as much as it will bring the right people in. So you can, I love the language in many job ads where it's like the people that are most successful here possess these qualities, and the people that get upset or don't find it to be a cultural fit for them, usually would be uncomfortable with the following. And that helps to repel the people that don't. get along with who we're all about.
Nice. Yeah, well said. I like that. And now magic has happened and we've got a fully functioning job ad that could easily just go out to market immediately. So as we can see on the screen here, I may as well read this as time goes on. I'll read this just for the listeners on the podcast. So it starts by this. See if you are, imagine if you are a foreman looking for a job and you're reading this job ad and it speaks directly to your company, right? So foreman in your region, let's just say Gold Coast, bonuses plus fuel card and growth to PM is the headline. Lead from the front, own the site, drive the standard is a sub-headline. Are you a proven leader on site who knows how to run a job like a well-oiled machine? At Professional Builders, we're not mucking around. We build high-end architectural renovations that clients rave about, and we're leveling up again in 2025. To do that, we need a foreman who takes pride in their team, leads with purpose, and owns every inch of the site. This isn't a clipboard role, it's full ownership. That's paragraph 1, already pretty good. Paragraph 2, the role. You'll be the driver of on-site performance, leading the crew, keeping the subs on track, and making sure the quality never slips. Your day-to-day will look like this. Run the site from start to finish without needing to be checked in on. Coordinate sub-trades and suppliers like clockwork. Handle change orders and variations with clarity and confidence. Communicate clearly with clients and keep them feeling supported. Keep the project on timeline, to budget, and to spec, always. Solve problems fast through problem solution recommendation. And lead the team by example with energy, integrity, and a sharp eye for detail. So far, so good. Well, now we'll go to paragraph 3. You'll fit in here if you have had 3 years of site leadership experience, ideally in renovations, understand architectural builds and can read plans like a pro, know how to work with project management software or are keen to learn, are outgoing, collaborative, and thrive leading a tight-knit crew, are adaptable, coachable, and don't shy away from feedback, and you want to grow. We're building you into a project manager, not just a foreman. Paragraph 4, you're not a fit if you don't want to work occasional weekend when the job demands it, aren't open to learning, adapting, or being led, and don't gel well with others or won't follow clear instructions. Paragraph 5, what's in it for you? Bonuses for high performance because effort should always equal reward. A fuel card, we've got your travel covered. Career progression to project manager, fast track for the right person. Paid day off on your birthday, enjoy it, you've earned it, and be a part of a high performance team that has your back and helps you win. Paragraph 6, this opportunity is for you if you want to take full ownership on site outcomes without being micromanaged. You're tired of carrying others and want a team that runs hard with you, and you want to grow fast, be trusted, and build a career with real future. Last paragraph, how to apply. And this can be customizable, but right now it's a Loom video process. Like send us a short video, 3 to 5 minutes on your phone answering these questions. Why would you like to join the Professional Builders team? What's a project or site you're most proud of and why? And what makes you stand out as a foreman? And plus, what's your go-to weekend brekkie or barbecue feed? Attach your video and a bullet point CV to XYZ careers page at professionalbuilders.com or whatever with the subject line, I'm your next foreman. Now, the AI just produced that from 8 questions in however many minutes, 5 or 10.
Yeah, nice. And take that template, edit it and make it your own. Ultimately, the how to apply section at the end is a high jump marker. So it's the same process involved when we're charging for quotes in a world where everyone gets free quotes. What is important is not the price, it's the process. So what's important here is not that they have to submit a Loom video, but it's that you are getting them to follow instructions, because if they can't follow instructions to apply for the job, you're never going to get them to follow instructions on a project. So whether you include a Loom video or exclude a Loom video, whether you get them to email you, text you, or come and visit you on site, there should be a very clear set of instructions that is either very hard to do because you're getting a huge number of applications for this position and you want to filter very hard, or is pretty damn easy and quite low for everyone to clear. But if they can't follow those instructions, they can't do it. We love having the you must submit with the subject headline, I'm your next X, because then when you are filtering through all the applicants in your inbox, you can just delete all the applications that don't follow that instruction very, very clearly. And it's an easy way to filter out 20% of people that can't follow instructions and leave you just with 5 to 10 or 10 to 15 to follow up with a little bit more aggressively.
Right on, man. No, exactly right. And that's well summarized. And yeah, it's amazing that it's a simple thing. Just write these 4 words, I'm your next foreman. And you might be surprised that you will not get that most of the time, which is good because it makes your life easier. And it comes back to your point earlier when you said the things that you won't accept or you won't have, or you won't accept someone that doesn't follow instructions. And this is just exhibit A or test number one to trial that out for sure.
Exactly. Awesome. So this is a tool, this is a resource. We're a coaching business, but we also have a big emphasis on making sure that you get a result faster, and coaching is an aspect of that. This is one of many tools that we've got, a GTP or a AI assisted help bot, so that you can get stuff done quicker and get a result way, way faster. So if you've enjoyed this and you'd like to see more of it and many other GTPs and automations just like it, then you're probably going to want to join us at the summit. It's coming up over May the 22nd and the 23rd in Auckland at Park Hyatt on Thursday and Friday. Tickets are still available, and if you're a member, then you should get in touch because we've got a couple of great setups still available to you depending on when you're listening to this. And if you are not in New Zealand or you don't want to travel to Auckland, then shame on you, because it's actually not that bad of a city. I grew up there. I like it. But maybe instead you would like to come to the Gold Coast. And in October the 9th and the 10th, we have our Gold Coast one. So all you need to do for that is you need to email team@theprofessionalbuilder.com and then just say Gold Coast, and we'll make sure that your name is one of the first people to go down for the GC Summit. Otherwise, we can't wait to see you at the Auckland one. Here's to your success, and here's to building out and attracting phenomenal talent for your team so that you can delegate to elevate, build a really resilient business with the right people and the right process. Anything that you would like to add to end us off there, Vinnie?
Just to land the plane, goes back to those lessons. Rewatch this and re-listen to this, because the questions we went through are absolutely key to you crafting the perfect hire that you need to look for. And then back to your earlier point of marketing for people, that is the key. Just like you would market for a project, you're not just going to put an ad up just for the sake of it and hope that you've got $1 million project on the back of that. No, you need to define what your perfect project looks like. You need to speak directly to that ideal type of client. Same thing goes here. It's like one of the strongest and best lessons that you can use. But yeah, take this on board. Either use this AI tool at the summit or after, or use these questions to guide your decision-making process around hiring. Keep building that bench, because your team is your biggest leverage point to get to that next level. Otherwise, see you on the next episode.
Awesome. Thanks very much, brother. Take care. See you next time.
Yeah.